So here's a question we've all asked ourselves at some point. Are we the authors of our own destiny, or are we just playing out a script that's already been written? It is, one of the oldest questions in human history. Today, we're going to dive into the Islamic concept of Qadar to explore a really fascinating answer that tries to balance cosmic order with, radical human choice.
Okay, so let's jump right in with this foundational idea from the Quran. Right away, it's telling us that we're not talking about a universe built on random chance. Not at all. This is about a universe built on precision, on balance. Think of it like the ultimate blueprint, a system of laws that governs, everything.
So, let's get our key definitions straight. Qadar is often translated as destiny or fate, but honestly, a much better way to think of it is as the universe's fundamental operating system. It's the divine decree that sets the rules of the game for everything that exists, from the laws of physics all the way to the principles of morality. All right, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the grand design of the universe. Then we'll zoom right into the super important role of human choice. After that, we'll look at a major historical debate, get a handle on the law of consequences, and finally, see how we can embrace this powerful balance in our own lives.
First up, a universe of measure. What we're talking about here are those predictable universal laws that govern everything. Everything from the silent dance of galaxies millions of light years away to the tiny, intricate reactions happening inside a single living cell.
And this really gets to the heart of it. See, Qadar isn't some spooky, unknowable force. It's the reliable set of rules that makes our universe consistent. It's the reason fire always burns and gravity always pulls. And this consistency, it doesn't just apply to physics, it applies to morality too. And this idea is driven home so beautifully here. Everything, and I mean everything, is given a specific nature, a specific function. An apple seed is designed, it's determined to grow into an apple tree, never ever a pear tree. Water is determined to freeze at 0 degrees Celsius. This precise determination is what gives us a stable, understandable reality. So if the laws of the universe are fixed, where do we fit in? This is where the story gets really interesting. Let's move on to our second part, the mandate of choice. Now, this is such a powerful statement. The source material calls it radical human agency. Within this fixed system of universal laws, we humans are given a profound, almost shocking amount of freedom in the one area that matters most, our beliefs and our moral choices. No one's forcing your hand here. It's an uncoerced, deeply personal decision.
So, the crucial point is this relationship right here. It's pretty simple, actually. Our free will is the input. It's the trigger that sets a whole process in motion. And Qadar, that's the reliable law of cause and effect that guarantees a specific, predictable outcome.
Let's make this super concrete, okay? You have the free choice to put your hand near a flame. That's your agency. But the law that fire burns, that's a fixed part of Qadar. You can't change it. So the guaranteed consequence, the burn, is the direct result of your choice interacting with that fixed law. You and only you are fully and unequivocally responsible for kicking off that chain of events.
Now, you might think this is straightforward, but this idea of balance, it wasn't always agreed upon. Let's take a look at a major fork in the road in Islamic theological history. Okay, so on one side, you had thinkers like the Mutalites. These guys were the champions of human free will and reason. They argued that we are the architects of our own actions. And this perspective, it absolutely lit a fire of inquiry and progress. But then, on the other extreme, you had the Jabriya school. They argued that humans have no free will at all. And as you can probably imagine, this led to a very different conclusion. That personal effort was ultimately pointless, risking a slide into passivity and stagnation. A mindset that, can still pop up today whenever people feel powerless.
And the real-world consequences of these different views were, they were huge. The Mutazilite emphasis on reason and agency is what helped fuel the incredible intellectual fire of the Islamic Golden Age. You had giants of science and philosophy like Ibn Sina and Al-Khwarizmi who saw scientific discovery not as some challenge to their faith, but as a profound way to understand and just marvel at the Creator's precisely determined universe.
Okay, so building on this idea of human agency, we arrive at what is really the climax of the whole argument, the actual mechanism for how change happens, both for us as individuals and for entire societies.
This verse is absolutely central to understanding this entire concept. It places the power and the responsibility for change directly into our own hands. It makes a really bold claim.
that our external conditions, the prosperity or the decline of a whole society, are a direct consequence of the internal state of its people. The change, it argues, has to start from within. So here's how that whole dynamic works. Our role is the input. We choose our internal state, our actions, our values. The creator's role, through the fixed laws of Qadar, is to execute the fair and predictable consequence of those choices. And the result, a real, tangible change in our external world.
Which, of course, leads us right to this profound question. Based on this whole framework, where the system is fixed, but our choice is the trigger that activates it, who is truly the agent of our destiny? Is it the system itself, or is it the one who chooses to engage with it?
In our final section, we're going to resolve this apparent paradox and see how this understanding can lead to a life of both deep, deep peace and active responsibility.
And this right here is the crucial distinction to make. A true understanding of Qadar doesn't lead to passive fatalism, where you just throw your hands up. It does the exact opposite. It actually liberates you from anxiety about all the things you can't control, like the fundamental laws of the universe. So you can focus all of your energy on the one thing you can control, your own choices, your own actions, your own character.
And when you get this balance right, the benefits are huge. It brings this deep spiritual serenity because you trust that the system is just and reliable. It demands your active participation because you know your choices have real, tangible consequences. And it deepens your connection to the divine as you start to see the grand design playing out in every single moment of your life.
So you see, this is not a call to just sit back and passively wait for fate to unfold. It's a command. It's a command to strive, to compete, to literally race in doing good. It's an instruction for a life of purpose and action, built on the solid foundation of a reliable, just, and predictable universe.
So we end up right back where we started, but hopefully with a totally new perspective. If the universe operates on a set of fixed, reliable laws, physical, moral, and social, and you have been given this profound freedom to act within that system, the ultimate question isn't, what is my fate? The real question is, what will you choose to create with the incredible agency you've been given?